All right, getting into the rental game. Look, getting into real estate is takes first your intention to want to do so. I need to get the mindset around this makes sense to me. So obviously, we know real estate is a long-term investment. Yes, some people are having a harder time getting into right now. If you can afford it, it's a great opportunity right now because the sellers are paying a lot of the closing costs, and we know we're having almost a guaranteed appreciation, which I can't guarantee everything. But right now, because of where demand is at and because the household formation, meaning households are being formed and needed at a record pace and not slowing down, but household creation, creating a home, meaning the home builders and such building homes, cannot keep up with that demand. They can't get caught up, let alone keep up with the future demand. So that just means that we're going to have appreciation in real estate for a very long time. There's more factors. There's companies moving into town for Arizona in specific. A lot of people vacation here. That's another thing. Affordability. If I can't afford the house, people are going to have to rent them, things like that. So what I'm going to take you through is the math of this program. Now, this program is called DSCR. You can Google it, debt service coverage ratio. All this means is that the debt is covering at a ratio to the payment and the rents. So let's just say I have my realtor, and I've done this myself, look up rents in a specific area, and he comes back and says, hey, Greg, rents are at $3,000 a month. So we have $3,000 a month in rent. If we back into the math, I need to get my mortgage payment to be $3,000 a month to qualify. So it has to equal to or be less than the 3,000. Now, there is a way at 75% below the ratio that banks will lend if you put more money down. So if you want to put more money down, which you can get to where it would be, your payment could be at 75%, meaning it's $4,000 payment, $3,000. Now I know what you're thinking, because I looked at it, I'm like, whoa, that means I'm upside down $1,000 a month. Like, yeah, but that's a forced investment, because I want you to think this number is based off a $600,000 area. Right now, and again, this is just a quick understanding of investing. Putting 20% down on a $600,000 investment is $120,000. Yes, it's a lot of money. I can pull it from my 401k. I can pull it from the equity in my current home, but it's 20%, $120,000. Okay. If I take that 120,000 and put it in the stock market, and let's just say the stocks are at 10%, which is where housing's at. Housing's north of 10. I'm using 10 as an easy number. Let's say my stocks get the same return on investment. That means that at 10%, I'm making $12,000 a year annually off of my stocks, because my stocks, my $120,000 worth of stocks goes up by 10%. The 120 goes up by 10%. Period. That's easy to understand. If I take the same amount of money that I was going to invest in the stock market and move it into real estate, and I buy this house for $600,000, it's the 600 that goes up by 10%. So rather than make $12,000, I'm going to make $60,000. $60,000 a year. So in 4 years, that's $240,000. That's almost $250,000. Now, let's come back. If I was to say you are going to be upside down in your mortgage to rent ratio by $1,000, you're going to pay $12,000 a year to get the 60. That's good math. And it's force placed, right? I'm paying the $1,000 every month. I have to pay the $1,000. It's not like I said, hey, let's set up a stock account and invest $1,000 a month and just see what happens. Now, yes, you're going to get massive returns and compounding interest and everything over the life of that account. It's just not as powerful as you see as in real estate. So if there's a way to figure it out, that's what we're looking for. Now, most people have equity in their homes right now. And so they can tap into that equity. So it's literally zero out of pocket, zero out of your checking account to get into this type of a property. And now, not only am I going to get the appreciation of the home, someone else is paying down my mortgage. There's some tax benefits. And also someone else is paying down like that equity position. So because of they're paying my mortgage, this equity position here is increased as well. Lastly, the fourth one is cash flow. Because at some point in time, my rents are going to continue to go up while I have a fixed mortgage payment. And so as the rents go up, I'm going to be making money every month. In this example here, you could pay a little bit just to be upside down. But if we find the right deal, we partner with the real estate agent, we look in neighborhoods where the rents will be equal to the payment or maybe even exceed it. So that gets rid of this, and now we're net even. So when I come back here, right now I'm going to get the appreciation, the mortgage pay down, the tax benefit, and I'll be break even on my cash flow. But next year, when rents go up and they go up to $3,100, $3,200, I fix up the house a little bit, I rent it a little bit more. We see rent demands are on the rise. Phoenix and Mesa are top 5 in the country for rental increases. So if I pick houses in those areas, I know those are going to go up. And so now I'm getting a cash flow every month. I just want you to think in terms, most of you watching this video, clients of mine, I just want you to get a long-term picture, a financial plan of what does it look like for you at retirement stage if you did this every 2 to 3 years, tapping into the equity of a property, getting another one, tapping into the equity of a property, getting another one. And look, Fannie Mae just came out with a new release. You can now buy a 4-plex with 5% down if you're going to occupy one of the units. So you have 3 people renting out the other 3 units. You go live in that one for a year, and then rent the whole thing out and go do it again. That's an amazing house hack that we've been doing with FHA for a while. Now you can do it on conventional, which is an even bigger loan limit, which at the time of watching this video, it's $726. We've increased it to $750. So you could buy a $790,000 4-plex, put 5% down, live in one, and rent the other 3 doors out. What does the math on that look like for you? And that's what I'm here to talk about. So when you call me, it's not always about send me your pay stub, send me your bank statement, send me your financials. We'll get to that if you want to proceed. And with this loan, you only need an asset statement. So I don't even need all that stuff. But it first starts with a conversation around, hey, Greg, I just want to see if it's even something that's plausible for me in the future. And even if it was, hey, between my 401k and some of my savings, I've got this much money. How much do I even need? How much more should I be saving? And then over the next months or years, you're saving up this money to then buy into the real estate. Because I have no client right now that's called me and said, man, I really wish I didn't buy my house 5 years ago. I really didn't wish I had my house 10 years ago. I really wish I didn't buy my house 6 months ago. I had a lady the other day. $500,000 house in January is worth $535 right now. She was renting at $3,000 a month for 8 months. That's $24,000 that she would have been paying rent rather than getting the $35 in appreciation. That's a $60,000 financial swing for her. Could you imagine that? Paying out $24,000 over 8 months that goes nowhere. And now she's been paying into a mortgage that's hers, into a home that's hers, building up the equity in there, doing sweat equity projects in the house. So it's someday when she sells it, she makes money, or she rents that out and goes and does it again. So that's where I'm here, to create your plan, your fiscal playbook in real estate for how to build a retirement portfolio that honestly is a legacy if you've got kids and family, that I can then just say, here you go, guys, turn over the keys. And now they've got a cash flowing monthly machine that still has all of those benefits. And by then the cash flow will be even bigger because you've been paying down so much of the mortgage, or should I say someone else has been paying down so much of your mortgage. All right, reach out to me today. I can explain more about this product and others that can help with building your real estate portfolio. Have a great day.